I was talking with a friend about the Knicks doing well and being excited for it, and they told me they didn't really understand why people watch sports. So I thought about it for a little bit and I realized sports is just storytelling. For me though, I think the reason why I find sports and esports so compelling is it represents a way for an individual to... Hold on. Boxer, can you explain it? In a world that generally has people not having democratic control over the wealth their labor creates, sports and esports exist as a somewhat unique way for individuals to have more of that control over capital, while existing as a system of being a general meritocracy, though clearly and terribly existing under capitalism, and terribly so on the non-player and talent levels no less. Despite everything happening in the ring being what people go for, the people with the money own the ring itself. Okay, Boots Riley. Boots Riley is citing theory, explaining certain theories as constant and can use the same words. What's important is that through ability, sports and esports can allow those to change their economic situation directly. Is money the only thing important to you? Money doesn't make me, I make money. Okay, that's Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather is citing theory, explaining certain theories as constant. Yeah, I get it. All that to say, what the Counter-Strike Pro Twistzz has done is incredible and unique. What do you think, the Mad King?
They value me no longer. The city's turned against me.
Yeah, I meant about esports. Oh, yeah, bro, I love CS.
Liquid, they put all the chips into the center of the table, and it's paying off big from Twistzz. 4 on the FAMAS, and they start believing once more.
Hit last time, but as he approaches, it's just this nice off angle from Twistzz, not quite tucked in a corner, like he was caught one round ago. And he's going to take a slightly wider angle as Nyx approaches, trying to figure out where he is. Damn, Twistzz, right. Okay.
Stewie, oh, he goes down, and Nitro's gone as well. And Twistzz in the corner, there should be no way out. My God, how has he done it? Picking up a quick triple, and he's going to win the round. Absolutely godlike.
If you don't know about Twistzz, he's a 26-year-old Canadian Counter-Strike player currently playing for FaZe, formerly Liquid, and a while back, TSM. He has cool tattoos, cool hair, and he's really good at Counter-Strike.
Make some nice shot now. Okay, chill.
Twistzz is one of 2 players, and the first, to win 2 Grand Slams, an award for when a team wins 4 Tier 1 tournaments within 10 of the past Tier 1 tournaments. He is inarguably the most successful North American Counter-Strike pro of all time. He's ranked as high as the 9th best individual player on HLTV in 2019. And now, he's still only 26 years old. Last year, he was ranked the 11th best player in the world and the 3rd best rated counter-terrorist player. For the knowers, in terms of specific career moments, I'm largely going to focus on his results after his initial run with Team Liquid. If you're curious, Score Esports has a very good video from about 6 years ago that depicts Twistz's past up until right before he joined FaZe Clan. There's also interviews where he talked about his past a little bit more. Just know for this video, the important part is that between his initial stint on Team Liquid from 2017 to late 2020, Twistzz and his team were incredibly dominant and won a lot. It was kind of like Kyrie on Cleveland. Probably would have won a lot more if it wasn't for the Warriors. When Russell Van Dalken Twistzz turned 16, he became a salaried pro, signing with TSM. It gave him an insane career opportunity for anybody, let alone a 16-year-old. And I don't want to dwell on his personal life for too long, just give enough context for my point, but if you're curious further, Liquid has a very well-made player profile where he explains more about his past. But essentially, he was born in a relatively poor city called Kelowna outside of Vancouver. As he grew up, he began to be bullied more at school and had to deal with housing insecurity. But through the computer, and more specifically Counter-Strike, he was able to find an escape from this. After his parents separated, his mother began dating somebody who was abusive towards Twistzz and his mother. Around the same time, Twistzz began struggling even more at school with bullying and acting more unlike himself. So his mom, in a post detailing her perspective about Twistzz going pro, said she let him spend an immense amount of time on the computer. Around this time, he showed his mom a video of Katowice, a city in Poland where Tier 1 Counter-Strike events are often held, and said, "If you let me pursue this, I'll be there."
Where am I?
Boxer, what was that? Katowice. Right, Katowice. Twistzz is an incredible example of what I described as being my favorite part about esports and sports, self-actualization. And in 2022, Twistzz would not only make it to Katowice like he promised, but he'd also win the whole tournament. Mad King, do you want to explain a bit more? Yeah, so post-COVID in North America, Counter-Strike sort of faltered due to the rise of other similar shooters and the economic losses for organizations attempting to maintain their Counter-Strike rosters. Many organizations stopped supporting the branch of esports altogether. Along with this, in 2020, Twistzz' performance took a noticeable dive, and wanting to train against the best, he decided to move to Europe and join FaZe Clan. At the time, FaZe Clan was kind of a meme where washed superstars would go, but only 2 years later, in February 2022, he would reach further in Katowice than ever before, culminating in a final against G2. Important context for Katowice in 2022, FaZe Clan had also signed another generational talent in Robs. Robs is actually the only other player to win 2 Grand Slams besides Twistzz. I know Ronan didn't say it earlier, them shits win $1 million if you win one. At the time, when they joined the team, Twistzz and Robs really connected and both improved pretty greatly. In June 2021, the year before, FaZe had dropped to its lowest ranking ever of 39th in the world. But they worked and they began climbing, and by January 2022, when they signed Robs, were fairly good of a team. This coincided with the beginning of IEM Masters Katowice 2022, meaning Twistzz was in the best position of his career to win. He has Robs now. He never really had a generational talent on Team Liquid. FaZe had a tough group stage, actually losing to Na'Vi in the group finals, though both qualified for the playoffs. Afterwards, they ran through and did not drop a single map in playoffs, eventually defeating G2 in the finals. I think another thing I want to mention is that when people who are bullied or maybe looked down upon prove others wrong, it feels like they are expected to accept their success with humility. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but it can also feel limiting when people whose job it is to compete with others aren't able to show their confidence in their abilities. The documentary about Jeremy Lin, 38 at the Garden, speaks about how his humility is commendable. However, it also talks about how important it was for people who related to Jeremy Lin or grew up like Jeremy Lin were able to see somebody who sort of looked like themselves or reminded themselves of themselves just kill at a high level and kill with confidence. And not only that, but perform in a way that's true to themselves and succeed. I'm obviously speaking as a half Asian person, but seeing that and seeing somebody able to take back control of their own life and have a level of autonomy matters. All that to say, this is probably a discussion for a different video, but in terms of having confidence and linking it to actualization and autonomy, Twistzz is a metric, man.
Twistzz in the corner, there should be no way out. My God, how has he done it? Picking up a quick triple, and he's gonna win the round. Absolutely godlike.
And look, after winning Katowice, later in May, Twistzz would enter the Antwerp Major with FaZe. Boxer. I have to go. Yeah, I got this. I was at Antwerp. Listen, after losing map 2 of the quarters to NIP, they went on to win 5 more rounds and ended up 2-0ing Spirit and Na'Vi. So what is my point? Why talk about Twistzz besides mentioning his success? Boxer? Well, in a society where we almost never have the ability to advocate, democratically control the earnings from our own labor, and have autonomy, Twistzz and sports and esports as a whole represent a way to get out, so to speak. The other thing Twistzz told his mom when he showed her Katowice was, if you let me, I will work really hard and I can succeed. Self-actualization is something we think about as being compelling in storytelling, something as ubiquitous as Cinderella. So it's no wonder that in a world where the lack of autonomy exists, people are so into sports and esports. It's just storytelling, but with real people actualizing their dreams.